Now, when you're driving on a residential street in Australia, we tend to be very careful because we know, there are residents around,
Yes.
and we've seen some councils reducing the speed limit in these residential streets. But does 50 kilometres an hour feel a little fast? Is it too slow, or is it just right?
Yeah, 50 k's is generally the limit you see in residential streets in Australia. Well, earlier this week, interesting research from RMIT, and the researchers said a 30 kilometre an hour speed limit would drastically improve safety for cyclists. And on top of that, they argue it wouldn't actually have much of an impact on drivers and driving time at all. So to chat more about it, we're joined now by Elliot Fishman from the Institute for Sensible Transport. Elliot, a very good morning to you.
Morning.
You're a cyclist, aren't you? So how do you feel about this? Do you think dropping the speed limit from 50 to 30 would make much of a difference?
Well, I'm a motorist, I'm a public transport user, and yes, I'm also a cyclist. And the research that's been done by RMIT very much supports some of the earlier work that's been done on this issue, which has found that because the proportion of somebody's trip that takes place in residential streets is so small compared to the overall journey, it means that dropping the speed limit from 50 to 30 has no meaningful impact on the overall travel time. So it's something that would be good for cyclists, but it won't impact motorists all that much, and it'll be great for people to enjoy their home residential street and hopefully get kids out playing cricket and football out on the street on quiet residential streets, which is what happened not that long ago in Australia as a commonplace thing that just doesn't happen as much anymore, partly because of that danger that and the concern that people have about road traffic injuries.
Just on that, because as you rightly point out, RMIT says actually dropping the limit wouldn't really affect our travel times at all. I mean, residential streets make up a huge proportion of the Australian network. You're not at all concerned that making everyone drop their speed by double digits wouldn't slow down the network as a whole and elongate people's travel times and make things more congested?
Well, you're right that residential streets make up a very large proportion of the total road network in Australia, but they don't carry all that much in terms of total traffic volume. So it's actually our arterial roads, our collector roads and our motorways that carry the vast bulk of kilometres travelled by motor vehicle in Australian cities, and they're the roads that are designed to take that traffic. So one of the great things about the sort of recommendation that was made by RMIT researchers earlier this week is that I think a lot of people know the situation when they're in an Uber or a taxi and they know the route that they would usually take to get to where they want to go, but for some reason the driver navigation that the Uber driver is using is taking them down all these back streets. Now, if you can drop the speed limit from 50 to 30, all the in-car and mobile phone navigation software will then divert people towards those streets that are designed to carry heavy volumes of traffic and start to reduce the rat running that can often happen on residential streets, which really makes the street much less livable than it would be otherwise.
That makes me want to ask about the change in the speed limit when it comes to e-bikes, right? I mean, electric bikes are now everywhere, particularly with delivery drivers. Should they be included in this? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them do go faster than 30 kilometres an hour, but you don't need a licence, you don't need registration, you can just hop on one and go.
Yeah, look, that's a really good point. They should be included in this. All road users should be included in this. So that could be an ordinary bike, a racing bike, and somebody riding down the street at 45 kilometres an hour. That would be considered too fast. So the 30 would apply to all road users. And for those e-bikes that do exceed that 30 kilometre an hour limit, they're actually not e-bikes, they're unregistered motorcycles. To be an e-bike in Australia, the motor needs to cut out at 25 kilometres an hour. Anything faster than that, then that is an illegal motorbike.
It needs to be registered. But we're almost out of time, but I just want to finally ask you, Elliot, obviously no one's disagreeing, we want to make our roads safer. God forbid someone is hit on the road, how much of a difference does that 20 kilometre change make in terms of impact if someone is actually hit?
Yeah, it actually makes a really big difference. So to illustrate that, if somebody is hit by a car going at 50 kilometres an hour, there's only a 15% chance that that person will survive that collision, whereas if the vehicle is going 30 kilometres an hour, there's actually a 90% chance of survival. So it's a really big difference. It's a non-linear relationship, so a small drop in speed has a big difference in terms of safety, and we all want much safer streets and reduce the chances of anyone on the road suffering a serious injury or dying.